Okay, here we go. It is a wonderful morning. I have been doing a whole lot of scheming here lately, and I think that I finally have some pretty good ideas and or game plans that will work fairly well. I will just have to see what happens, but it's been a rough go at things. But if I'm able to get anywhere, then I think it'll be a better place. And it's nice to have time to think about things and to really put your mind to things and understand what you want and or need and how to get there. But to the same end, you don't want to make contingency plans and settle for less if you don't feel that you have to. And I feel like that's kind of the problem. But if we have to do what we have to do, I think that's a better solution than the other solutions that we've had in the past. And so all I can do is pitch the idea and see what happens and hope for the best. But honestly, I don't know what else we can do or what else we have to do. And it's refreshing that I can still come up with ideas given all of the circumstances that have happened, and ideas that I think will help us out in the long run. And yeah, we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens when I pitch the idea. We have a big meeting today, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. And I am huge in being the kind of person who can solve their own problems, can resolve their own issues. And so my thought process of or around the whole thing is going to be I need to just figure out how to be self-serving and to be able to just do what needs to be done. And if I can do that, then I will. And they're not going to like my suggestions, but they're going to have to get over them. And that's what it's going to come down to. And it's exciting because, like I said, it's a potential solution that keeps us good in both ways of the word, in that it satisfies both parties. It satisfies us and it satisfies them. And that is some good stuff to be considering. I don't know what else can be said or done about these things, but it's not a great topic to talk about this morning because I keep losing track of what I'm trying to say. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I came up with some plans to get me through what is and will be a pretty nasty spat in my business world right now. And if we can pull it off, then we'll be doing pretty dang good. And if we can't, then we'll be doing pretty dang poorly. And that's just the overall issue that we face. And whether we like it or not, that's just where we are. And I don't know that there's much else to be said there. But as long as you keep thinking and keep scheming and keep trying at things, that's the biggest part of this. I keep falling into the same ruts of conversations that I have continued to fall into with doing these videos. And I mean, naturally it's going to be challenging to release 365 videos and have them all be just as interesting and entertaining as the last. I've done this before in that filming a 20-minute TV show, like the average TV show run time is like 22 minutes or so, and 365 episodes of a TV show is a long TV show. And I'm basically filming several seasons of a TV show in a year's time, and that is an incredible feat. And to think that like most TV shows don't even get to 365 episodes, and if they do, how many seasons does it take to get there? And I feel like I did the math once, and it was like 13 seasons or something crazy like that. Because you think that if they are running a 22 episode season, in 10 years that would be 220 episodes. And so I'm not going to do mental math right now, but it comes out to be a lot of years and a lot of seasons that you would have to dump into this in order to get 365 out of it. And so what does that look like? What does that seem to be like? And what it comes down to, in my opinion, is it's a feat of dedication. Like, and you look at any show that's run for any significant amount of time, like a Big Bang Theory, for example, that ran for 11 years. That didn't even get 365 episodes. And it was hugely successful. But, like, okay, was every episode of that show as impactful and well-written as the last? And if you ask me, the answer to that question is no. Like, you have your standout episodes that really hit home, and you have your underground episodes that are really fun if you know your stuff, and then like the rest of the show just kind of happened, and that's fine. That's the nature of TV. But this video series that I'm making is very much so the same way. I have a couple of episodes that really stand out and get hundreds of views or whatever naturally. And then I have the couple of videos that are just kind of existing. They just kind of happen. Or not the couple of videos, the vast majority of what's left just kind of exist. And what we get in response and what we get in return is by far more interesting. And so it's interesting to me to observe these things and to really kind of appreciate what it is I've been able to do with this challenge. And like, I kick myself for not getting much of any views, and I kick myself for repeating concepts and stuff, but it's like I'm over here trying to write an episode of a TV show every day, and all I'm really doing is getting in the car and talking about what's on my mind. And I'm not going to have things on my mind that are vastly different from each other from day to day to day to day to day. And so, and I've said this before, but it's the kind of content that would only be interesting if you knew who I was, or if you had some other sort of attachment to me. Like, I don't have an X factor that's going to draw people in and have them be like, oh, this guy's really interesting because he drives to work and talks about all the things that are on his mind. And other people have like given suggestions, and they're like, you should make videos about this or about that. And although I appreciate their suggestions, like, at the end of the day, it has to really be just like what I'm thinking about. Like, I can't just let it be one thing, because that would be boring to me to get in the car and talk about one thing 365 times. That's insane. And even if it's like a concentrated concept, because people are like, well, narrow it down enough to where you get in your car and you just talk about music. And I was like, yeah, but like, I still need a conversation starter. I still need something to spark the conversation and to be like, oh, music in the 60s was great. Here's why. And it would be nice if I could listen to music and make videos at the same time, and that would probably spark a conversation. But the problem is I cannot be doing both. Like, I can't. If you upload a video, obviously with copywritten music, then you're going to get flagged for it, and it doesn't do me any good. So I really need to hit up and make videos this weekend to try and get ahead of all the days I've lost. Because at this point, if I can stay a month ahead, then I can stay, what's the word I'm looking for? Then I'll be fine. That just means in November I'll finally hit my 365th video. It's a long ways away, and it's kind of depressing, but I need to at least make 7 videos a week to maintain the lead that I have. And I was averaging 10, and there's really no reason why I can't do 10, aside from the fact that I'm just not in the mood to do 10. And when I get off from work these days, I've just been so beat down and tired that I just don't feel like doing it. And I know I'm just gonna produce another crap video, but to some end, I have to get over myself, and it's you're just gonna have to produce the crap video, dude. There's no real way around that, and it sucks, and I hate it, and I don't like anything about it, but it's the reality of where I live and what I'm doing. And so if I'm going to accomplish this goal of mine, I've gotten over halfway through the year now. We're 8 months in. And if I'm going to accomplish this goal of mine, then I need to be able to just crank out videos and continue cranking them out. And then when next year comes around, we can see what happens. And I'll probably still make these. I won't stress out about it near as much as I am right now, but there's no reason not to. And the longer you commit to something, the better your chances are of the internet finally taking notice. And that's really all I've got, and just hoping that eventually something takes a hold. But it's hard to not feel like the fly against the window on that one, where you're just banging your head against the window and never actually getting or going anywhere. And YouTube likes to give people's content a chance, but if the retention there is really low, then they're not going to promote that video. They're going to be like, okay, well, we tried to give your video a chance. Your retention is absolute garbage, so we're going to stop giving that video a chance. I'm running into that problem with Compression Man, where I ran this advertisement thing on it, and people watched the first 30 seconds of it and clicked off. And now their algorithm's convinced that my retention is garbage, and that's just an unfortunate side effect. And I wish that there was something more that could be done or that could be said that would get me going on where I need to be, but I can't make people watch the content. And it's I made it, and I think it's funny, and I think it's fun, watchable content. So if surely someone else will agree and be like, yeah, this was fun, watchable content. And it can't be something that you have to know me in order to enjoy. The humor is there. It's crazy, zany, wacky humor, but it's there. And I just have to hope that eventually the world catches on. A big thing about animation, too, is a backlog. People like being able to They like being able to binge watch things, and that's what one of my buddies was talking about. He's like, well, I'll binge watch it when you have a couple episodes under your belt. And I was like, that's understandable, I get that. And maybe that's more so what I should focus on right now, is just getting a steady pool of episodes under my belt so that people can binge watch it and enjoy it. Only time will tell on that one, and hopefully time will tell a good story. But right now, time is telling me that I'm tired and beat down and annoyed and unable to reach my view goals or anything. And that's just going to wear me down eventually. And at some point in time, I have to face the reality of probably, what's the word I'm looking for? Face the reality of probably moving on in life and not being able to, moving on in life and not being able to have the time and effort to focus on these sorts of things. And that's an unfortunate reality that I now have to face. But we'll take it one thing at a time. We'll try to do our best to do something. And I appreciate you watching. If you are, have a good day.